We have head coach David Quinn, senior forward Evan Rodriguez, and junior defenseman Matt Grizzly. Coach, when you're ready, if you could start us off with an opening statement about tonight's game.
Well, I'm running out of things to say. I can't tell you how proud and happy I am for every guy on our team. It's just been an incredible season so far. We know that there's still a big challenge ahead of us, but we're certainly going to enjoy this here over the next few days, because I don't know if I've ever been around a bunch of guys that work as well together as our guys do. They care about each other as much as our guys do. The work ethic is second to none. The commitment to each other is unmatched, and it's just been an incredible 6-7 months. And we certainly understand that our work isn't done yet, but we'll think about that after these next few days, because these guys deserve to enjoy what they've just experienced. Especially the guys that returned from last year after what we went through. A huge reason is to the two guys to my right. Not only are they star players, they're star people. Our room is littered with star people. And it's just been, it's really been a special, special group. And I'd like to congratulate Minnesota Duluth, because I'll tell you what, that was a playoff game in every sense of the word. And they compete. They're skilled. It's just, you know, when you get down to the final 8, I wasn't surprised how that game unfolded. It was kind of like a heavyweight fight. You know, we controlled the first few rounds, almost had a couple of opportunities to deliver a knockout punch. Then they'd come back and dominate for about 10 or 12 minutes. Then we'd come back and dominate for about 10 or 12 minutes. And then after 2 periods, you get a 2-2 tie. And then I thought we did what we do best. I thought we played a great third period. We were relentless, we were smart, and we just did the things we needed to do to win an incredibly important hockey game and to extend our season.
Thanks, Coach. Questions for the student athletes?
Ryan Lambert, Yahoo Sports. Evan, that first goal, you practice that all the time, right?
Yeah, at the end of practice, we kind of play games where we bat pucks up in the air and just start whacking them. But yeah, so I kind of knew I had a beat on it. I was going to make contact.
Jim Conley from U.S. College Hockey Online. Matt, as a defenseman, can you talk about the toe drag move that Evan's able to make there on the power play from the point, and knowing that the patience had to be there?
It was unbelievable. Something that he's done quite a lot over his 4 years here, and just to have that patience down the stretch. And we really relied on him and Jack and Danny and guys who can perform in the clutch. So as soon as I passed it to him, I really wanted to shoot it because he seemed to be wide open, but he made a great play and just a great shot after that.
John Powers, Boston Globe, for Matt. Could you just say kind of how fitting it was that a senior gets the winning goal after everything that you guys and they went through last year?
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, can't think of anyone who's more deserving. Him and Casey have meant a lot to this program, and we've been through a lot of adversity these past couple of years, but I'm sure it's a great feeling for him to see the puck go in the net.
Matt, obviously we've had a lot of hype about Jack Eichel over the course of the year, and for good reason, but a lot of people might not know that Evan's actually the hottest scorer in the nation since January. Talk about what you've noticed from him in the last few months.
Well, I think he'll tell you he's getting the opportunity to play with Jack and Danny is second to none. I think when we came back from Christmas, him and Casey sort of talked and knew that the past few years at school we've had a tough stretch. As we came back from Christmas, we wanted to make sure that we really amped up our play, and he's just been electric all year. And it seems like every time he gets the puck, he's making a play, and I think obviously everyone knows he has a skill, but not many people would know that he's one of the hardest workers on our team and really sets the tone for the rest of the guys in our locker room.
Nancy Murphysboro, Boston Globe. One of the unsung heroes I thought tonight who played a fantastic game and was really huge on your first goal was Fortunato. Could you talk a little bit about his role tonight and how important he was?
Yeah, he's been strong for us all year. And we have 4 freshman defensemen, and it seems like every game they show up and they're very consistent for being freshmen. And he's been good all year. He seems to always kind of make the right play, and he's extremely smart. So he never gets caught in bad situations, and he never seems to make the wrong play, which is kind of surprising for a freshman. Yeah, there was a great play. I can't remember what happened, but I remember the puck came across, and he kind of pitched up on the D and just whacked it, and there was a battle for the puck, and he just whacked it, went flying up in the air, and took a nice baseball swing at it.
That's interesting. Scott McLaughlin, WEI. Evan, Matt kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but I was wondering if you could comment on just the changes you've been through at this program during your 4 years, and to get back to, or to get to a Frozen Four and get back to the level that people expect BU hockey to be at.
Yeah, me and Kason have been through quite a bit of adversity, starting our freshman year with what went on there, and came back and we had a good sophomore year. Obviously, came 1 goal away from making it to the tournament. We were one of the hottest teams in the country going to that game. That was kind of heartbreaking. And then obviously last year was the exact opposite of what BU hockey is. Just seemed like nothing went our way. 1-goal games, bounces, and so this is just an incredible feeling knowing that what we've went through. Even our juniors have been through it all. They came in and were in the full front of the task force or whatever, and they've done an unbelievable job of just fighting through adversity and leading this team, especially Grizz. Couldn't ask for a better captain. And to get back to the Garden and into the Frozen Four my senior year, I couldn't cap it off any better way.
Jeff Cox, SB Nation. Matt, can you talk about how excited you are to get to the Frozen Four, and I guess even more importantly, get to the Frozen Four in Boston, being a Boston kid?
Yeah, it's obviously pretty cool. I think I'd be just as excited if the Frozen Four were anywhere else. Obviously, we've had a pretty good amount of success this year at the Garden, so it'll be nice to get back on familiar ice, and I'm sure the guys will be really excited to be back in that environment.
Mike Magna, College Hockey News. Evan, it seems like teams that win championships, teams that get to this level, they have guys who want the puck when the game's on the line and be able to score big goals, and you've been showing that for a little while now, especially with the goals last night and tonight. At what point do you think, in your development as a player, did you here at BU, did you become like that? Like I said, you wanted to be one of the leaders who would make those big plays.
I think my sophomore year I had a good stretch and had a good season, and after what we went through last year, coming into this year, I just knew that I didn't want my senior year and my career at BU to not be what I expected it to be. And I've been putting in as much work as I possibly can this year to make this a special season. And I think I've just gained more and more confidence throughout the year. And I'm getting bounces and playing with 2 great line mates, and I'm trying to keep my work ethic consistent. And it's helped me with the results in our team.
Take one more for the student athletes. All right, thank you guys. You are relieved of your duties. All right, we'll take questions for Coach Quinn.
Dave Hendrickson, U.S. College Hockey Online. Coach, can you talk about the difficulty that this team, that your opponent gave you, and just how thin the margin was between winning and losing?
Well, at this time of the season, every opponent's going to give you a lot of difficulty. They wouldn't be playing if they weren't. And I said this yesterday. I mean, people expect teams to dominate teams, and just because we've had a great year, it's just not going to happen. And I thought we started really strong. The first 8, 9 minutes. I thought we were playing well. We had a majority of the play in their end. We get up 1-0, and all of a sudden they start taking the play to us. And so the first period ends, and it's, well, you know, it's 1-0, but you know, pretty even period in a lot of ways. And then I thought the second period they dominate the first 10, maybe 11 minutes, and then all of a sudden we start playing well and spend a lot of time in their end. And then in the all-important third period, I thought we took control of the game. And I mean, you know, whoever we played 2 weeks from Thursday, a week from Thursday, they're going to pose a problem for us, or they wouldn't be in the Frozen Four. And that's just, there's a lot of good hockey teams out there. There's a small margin of error in every college hockey game. And that margin gets smaller and smaller the later you play.
Mike McMahon, College Hockey News. Coach, you look at the face-offs tonight, you guys won 39 of 61, I think it was. And that's an area where you guys have had some struggles this year, but how important was that tonight to go with some of the possession you guys have had?
You know, if you look back, we have actually come a long way in face-offs. You know, because the first 2 months we were so horrific. I actually think we've climbed over 50% for the season, and at one point we were 39%. So we've been a much better face-off team. You know, it's tough to shake a reputation, you know, because we were a bad face-off team early, and people just keep saying that. And if you've been, you know, if you really look at it, we've been a much better face-off team the second half of the season. So I really wasn't surprised. I guess I'm surprised at how well we did tonight, but it's been a much better part of our game over the last 2 or 3 months.
Scott McLaughlin, WEI. Similar question to what I asked Evan. I know you watched all the task force and that stuff from afar, but what can you say about the seniors and juniors and just what they've gone through? Not just that, but then the coaching change in last season, and to help get this program back.
I can just tell you we have great kids, and BU has always had great kids, and those incidences 4 years ago, they are not what BU hockey is all about. Never have been, never will be. And it's unfortunate it happened. We all learn from instances like that. We've moved well past it. One of the things we try to do is we want to be an elite hockey program. And I'm not just talking athletically, I'm talking academically and socially. And that's always been the case at BU, and that will always be the case at BU.
Jeff Cox, SB Nation. Doyle Summerby's kind of gotten lost in the fray with Matt being the captain and then the 4 freshmen. Can you talk about how good he was this weekend?
He was immense. He had a great first half. Thought he kind of was okay for a period of time, and he's really elevated his game. He's been a lot more decisive. He's making good decisions. Very active on the forecheck. Did a great job the last 20 seconds with the goal he pulled. You have a tendency when the other team has 6 and you have 5 to kind of sit back and watch. And we did that when they almost scored. And then I thought after that, guys got the puck, let's go defend him. Everybody else has to protect, but don't give him time. And he did a great job jumping. The guy had the puck down by the left of our goalie with about 8 or 9 seconds to go, and people were indecisive. Well, Doyle took charge and took a 6'5" body and 12-inch stick and attacked the guy, and the guy panicked, as I would have, and they threw it into the neutral zone, and end of story. So he was immense all weekend. He was as good a player as we had.
Nancy Marepiece from the Boston Globe. Dave, could you talk a little bit about Fortunato's development? And I mean, if he doesn't make that play the way he did, you guys don't score that goal. And he made some other smart plays as well. Yeah, he's been a great player for a long time. And anyone in the hockey world knows who Brandon Fortunato is. Again, he went through a tough time in the middle of the season. He weighs 150 pounds. He's, a guy that you look at him and go, how the hell are people not running over him every shift? And he just keeps he's so quick with his stick, he's so smart, he's always on the D side of people, and when he gets the puck, he's electric. And one of my friends said to me, when did Brandon Fortunato turn into Phil Housley? So, but
He's been a huge part of our success this year, and he's going to be a huge part of our success moving forward.
David Jim Crowley from U.S. College Hockey Online. Can you talk about the ability of your goaltender to bounce back mentally after giving up that second goal and then really that save he made with about 37 seconds left?
Yeah, he's he's again. I think that's a little bit of a microcosm of our team too. You're going to make mistakes, and obviously when you're the goalie, everybody in the world knows when you make a mistake. And obviously Matt would love to have that goal back, and but he just kept playing. And that's what you have to do. You are going to make mistakes. But if you're going to have success at this time of year, or any time for that matter, it's how you handle making those mistakes. Are you going to mope around and feel sorry for yourself? I mean, there were 30 minutes of hockey to play. So you can do one of two things. You can feel sorry for yourself and make the matter worse, or you can, I won't use the term, you can get gritty and you can fight through it and happen again and do your job. And boy, did he do his job.
Did you see the save from the bench?
The goal?
The save.
Yes, I did see the save. Yeah. I didn't think it went in, and I mean, all our guys were adamant that it wasn't going to be a goal.
Did you make any adjustments in terms of the transition after the second period? Because it seemed like they were really gumming up the works in the middle of the ice, and then the third period they just couldn't stop you at all.
Well, we changed lines. I put Greer back with Holman and Oxenden, and then I put Belanger on with Roberto and Lane. Olsen wasn't in the lineup tonight for an upper body injury, and looking back, I probably should have kept Greer on that line because that line had some mojo. But I wasn't comfortable putting a couple of guys on their off wings. That was going to be the case, and I just wanted to see how it would unfold. And so we changed lines, and then halfway through the second period, we changed our forecheck, and I thought that kind of helped us a little bit. I thought we were a little bit more disciplined in our decision making, and I thought that kind of settled us down a little bit when we were on our heels big time. And the third period, I just thought we got after it. We were the aggressor, and not easy to do against that team. Because the one thing that they do really well is they compete in all three zones. And you had to. It's tough to match it, but you have to. And we found a way to match it in the third period.
We'll take one more question for Coach.
Coach, Chris Polani, Boston Herald. Just talk a bit about Evan's growth, if you would, and particularly how he's been able to become such a key cog this year and improve upon his production from last year, scoring some 4 times as many points.
Well, he I knew he was a great player last year, and I know his stats obviously didn't reflect that. Nobody's stats reflected that last year. But boy, this kid, he's got a lot of ability. I mean, he's got obviously big-time skill, as he showed tonight. He's tough. He's hockey tough. He's tough to knock off the puck. He's got a great release. He's incredibly intelligent, and I couldn't be happier for him because he's a 21-year-old senior. There aren't many of those running around college hockey these days, and he's a great student. He's a great kid. He's exactly what you want in a student athlete, and he is had a monster senior season. And he was having a great year before his coach smartened up and put him with Eichel and O'Regan. He was playing some really good hockey. And then I bumped my head and decided to put him on the line with Danny and Jack, and all hell broke loose.
Alrighty, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.